Eighth graders, this is to help you with question 7 on CR 18. It says, for each of the following, find the value of n. So let's start with letter A. It says 3 to the 4th times 4 to the nth power is equal to 0. All right, as I look at this, I already know there is no solution to this one because 4 to any power is never going to get you 0. All right. But let's just solve this. So if I want to solve this equation, I would start by dividing 3 to the 4th on each side. That will get rid of that 3 to the 4th power. So now I have 4 to the nth equals 0 divided by 3 to the 4th. I think 3 to the 4th is 81. 0 divided by 81 is still 0. There is no value for n that if you raise 4 to the nth power, you'll get 0. 4 to the 0 power is 1. 4 to the negative 1 power is 1/4. 4 to the first power is 4. There's no value for n that will get you 0 as an answer. So this would be no solution. No value for n is possible. So this is impossible. And normally we say no solution then. So let's take a look at letter B. Now we have 2 to the 3rd times n to the 3rd equals 0. Well, my first thing is I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this 2 to the 3rd. How do I undo multiplication? I undo multiplication with division. I'm going to divide the left-hand side by 2 to the 3rd, so I divide the right-hand side by 2 to the 3rd. 2 to the 3rd divided by 2 to the 3rd, fancy form of 1. 1 times n to the 3rd is still n to the 3rd. Equals 0 divided by 2 to the 3rd is 8. 0 divided by 8 is still 0. So now I want to know a value for n that if I rose it to the 3rd power, I'd still get 0. Well, guess what 0 to the 3rd power is? 0 to the 3rd equals 0 times 0 times 0. 0 times 0 is 0 times 0 is 0. So therefore, n must equal 0. So in that case, n will be equal to 0. All right. So now for letter C, we have 4 to the 8th times 4 to the 12th equals n to the 20th. Let's simplify this side. If we're multiplying with the same base, we add our exponents. So when we multiply with the same base, we add our exponents. So that becomes 4 to the 8 plus 12 has to be n to the 20th power. Well, this is 4 to the 8 plus 12 is 20. Has to be n to the 20th. Guess what n must be? N must be 4. Okay, let's do letter D. 5 to the 2nd times 5 to the nth has to equal 1. All right. So as I look at this, I know 5 to the 0 power will be 1. So on this side, I need to get 5 to the 0. But let's just even just follow through with our laws of exponents. Maybe that'll be easier for you. Because right now, as soon as I look at this, I say, oh, this has to be a -2. Because when I take 2 plus -2, it becomes 0. 5 to the 0 is 1. So I know my answer is going to be a -2. But if I look here and I just follow my laws of exponents, so I have 5 to the 2 plus n has to equal 1. So 5 to the 2 plus n has to equal 1 is the same as 5 to the 0 power. So that tells me 2 plus n has to equal 0. Base of 5, 2 plus n must equal 0. Subtract 2 on each side, and I get n equals -2. N has to be equal to -2. And right from the get-go up here, you could have guessed and checked that. 5 to the 2nd times 5 to the -2. Keep the base, add those exponents. 2 plus -2. Keep the base, 2 plus -2 is 0. And guess what 5 to the 0 power is? It's 1. So I would think that one maybe is a little more complicated for some. Hope that helps.